It's always helpful to have those notes to look back on. If you ever need any more help or want to go over something else, just let me know.
It was a bit an emotion, emotion day, especially ESPECIA, especially with the the news about another colleague. I always have
It's
LTH. I always, I always have like a messing. I always messing like a colleague and college.
I totally get that. Those two words do look pretty similar. Just remember that colleague is the one that means a coworker, and college is related to school or university. With a
Yeah,
bit of practice, you'll have it done in no time.
yeah. I was running like a company. Maybe they have several branches. So, but they have the main base. Is that right? Did that right? Did I say that right? Because I don't know, like the main location or what.
Yes, exactly. When a company has several branches, the main location is often called the headquarters or the main office. So if you refer to
Headquarter.
Zhuhai as the
Yeah.
main,
Oh, Zhuhai is a headquarter. Yeah.
yes, exactly. So Zhuhai would be considered the headquarters, and then the other locations, like the one in Shanghai, would be branch offices. You got it.
Okay, so okay, I'm done. I'm done with my writing. Like reinforce my English. Thank you so much. What I'm going to say is about as my announcements talk about the dinner. I said it's on my treat. So which means I'm gonna pay for it, right? So but in the dinner when we leave, I say I didn't pay yet, but like I said, I already paid for it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I took you. I supposed to pay it, but he says okay, let her pay, let him pay it. I felt kind of like a more emotional. I was touched, you know what I mean?
I totally get what you mean. That was such a kind gesture from your teammate, and it's really touching when someone does something like that. It definitely makes the evening even more memorable and special.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Thank you so much. That's my Thursday. And I would like to read it again. Okay, so So on Thursday, I followed my usual morning routine and decided to announce a farewell dinner for my teammate who was leaving on Friday. It was a bit of an emotional day, especially with the news about another colleague from our Shanghai branch whose contract was end soon. Even though she wanted to stay longer, it wasn't in my control. But in the end, HR agreed to let her stay until mid-July. After work, we had a really nice dinner together as we, as a team, the dinner as a team. Okay, so, and it ended up being a nice good evening. So the rest of my Thursday feels pretty good about it.
That sounds perfect. You summed it up really well, and it's great that you're feeling good about it. If you ever want to practice more or chat about anything else, just let me know.
Yeah, just let's try something else. Friday, I think, let me think about Friday, what happened. Friday, nothing special. I just had my English class. Yeah. It was nothing special. Just working. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Yeah, just like actually, usually I have English class at 9, but I can't book my teacher. She's kind of available. She's preoccupied, and at night is Friday, so I booked her class at 7 p.m. Well, I end on my work time at 6:30. So I just quickly grab a taxi, get home, just head back home.
That sounds like a bit of a rush, but it's great that you were able to fit your English class in earlier than usual. It's always nice to adapt and still get that practice in. It sounds like Friday was a productive day overall.
Adapt. I don't know what's the meaning of adapt. Could you tell me? I have seen this word for several times, but don't know how to use it and the meaning of it.
Sure. To adapt means to adjust or change something so that it works better in a new situation. For example, if your schedule changes and you have to do something at a different time, you adapt to that new schedule. It's all about being flexible and adjusting to change.
Adapt. Yes, adapt. It's talking about schedule thing, right? So what else? Like use adapt.
Exactly. You can use adapt in many situations. For example, if you move to a new city, you might need to adapt to a different climate or culture. It can also be used when you learn a new skill or use new technology. You adapt to it by getting used to how it works.
Okay, so can say like like if there's somebody who learns things really fast in a new area, we can say okay, so he's really adapted that to technology. He's the fast one and the others. Is that right?
Yes, exactly. You can say that someone adapts quickly to new technology or that they're a quick adapter, meaning they learn and adjust faster than others. That's a great way to use it.
Quick adapter. I got you, quick adapter. I guess I'm a quick adapter.
It definitely sounds like you are. You pick up new concepts quickly and you're always eager to learn, which is awesome. Keep embracing that adaptability and you'll continue to do great.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's check something else. So Friday night after English class, I felt to be boring, and I knew I hadn't been here for a while, right? So I say, okay, so let's let me watch some English content. So I decided watch the Office. It's an episode about uh it's an episode about let me think about Merdy's her birthday or something. I forgot. Just like episode, it's season 1, episode 4, I guess.
That sounds like a fun way to spend the evening. Watching The Office is a great way to get some English practice in while also having a good laugh. That episode with Meredith's birthday is
Yeah,
definitely a
Mary.
classic.
Yeah, it's her. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce her name. Can you tell me how to pronounce her name?
Sure. Her name is pronounced Meredith with the emphasis
Meredith,
on
yeah,
the.
Meredith, yeah, at first it's Meredith per birthday, second is about downsizing, and the duet just want to have a, to be alliance with Jim because he's afraid, he's worried about downsizing, and so Jim and the Pam, they had an idea about prank about duet, so it's very funny, but in the show, but but in the part, uh, Jim and Pam, they're cheering, they're happy, they're laughing about how they pranks about duet. So they're kind of like holding each other hands, laughing together pretty closely. But let's have like suddenly the Pam's fiance is coming in and he just shout out, "What you guys doing?" Like something that makes Jim feels really embarrassed. So Jim just explained to uh Pam's fiance, Loy is a Roy, I guess. So why they are doing that because they're pranks about duet. But Duet just saying, okay, he has absolutely no idea what Jim's saying about. So actually, he's betraying him.
Yeah, that episode is definitely full of funny moments and a little bit of awkward tension. It's a great way to get some insight into the characters and their dynamics. I'm glad you enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, I'm really enjoyed to watch it, but the things about I just explained to you like funny moment, right? I did not explain it so well. Could you just rephrase it, refine it, like how to tell it better?
Of course. So in that episode, there's a funny moment where Jim and Pam pull a prank on Dwight and they have a good laugh about it. Just as they're enjoying the moment, Pam's fiance, Roy, walks in and gets a bit confused and maybe even a little jealous. Jim tries to explain the prank, but Dwight pretends he doesn't know what Jim is talking about, which just adds to the hilarity of the situation.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, I think I'll be read it, read the version you fan for me and just say it loudly as I can to reinforce it.
That sounds like a great plan. Reading it out loud with confidence will definitely help reinforce everything and make it even more memorable. You're doing an awesome job, and I'm sure you'll nail it.
Okay, so in the episode, there's a funny moment where Jim and Pam pull a prank on Duet, pull a prank or make a prank, which is correct.
The correct phrase is pull a prank. So you can say Jim and Pam pull a prank on Dwight. That sounds perfect.
Pull a prank on Duet. Jim and Pam pull a prank on Duet, and they had a good laugh about it. It's just as they're enjoying the moment. Pam's fiance Roy walks in and gets a bit confused and maybe even a little bit jealous. Jim tries to explain the prank, but Duet pretends he doesn't know what Jim is talking about, which just adds to the hilarity of the situation. But then, like the camera on Duet, Duet says, I don't think I'm a betraying, right? It's a betraying about Jim. That's a really valuable lesson for him. That really makes sense.
That was perfect. You explained it really well, and it definitely captures that funny and awkward moment. It's one of those classic scenes that makes the show so much fun to watch.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so I'm trying to write it down. Like you refine that version. Okay.
That sounds like a great idea. Writing it down will help you remember it even better, and you can always look back on it for practice. Keep it up.